The San Francisco 49ers put the Lions into their villain arc, and I don't think anybody's ready for what they're about to do to the league. Welcome back. We're going over the Lions' schedule, and we will be predicting the record for the team. We'll give you each of our predictions. 17
Correct.
0.
We are we are here with our early predictions. We'll come back around in August and we'll take a deep dive into all the teams, not in the NFL, but we'll take a deeper dive into the Lions schedule, deeper dive into Michigan's schedule and Michigan State, potentially Western, Central, and Eastern as well. But yeah, here today to talk about the Lions.
Dude, what about K College? Fuck. Okay. So let's start this off. Just quick little overview here. We'll go week by week, and then we can just say who we have winning that game. Come back, circle back to our overall records, and get some
Correct.
reasoning behind each win. So first up, we got the L.A. Rams against the Detroit Lions. Stafford tries to get his revenge. It's not about Stafford. It's about Goff. Goff's gonna send his former team
Yep.
packing again. I
Again.
got the Lions winning that by double digits.
I have the Lions winning as well, and we will be attending this game again.
Woo! This time with all the men, all the
All
fucking
the
bitches, all the men, the whole men.
But
the whole bit.
yeah, I kind of am in agreement with Colby. I think it's a double-digit win here for the Lions. Potentially, maybe even 3 touchdowns. That's kind of pushing it. I think 17 is the most that we'll get.
Hey man, they don't have Aaron Donald anymore. That defense got nothing but worse. I do not believe.
Okay,
The-
so yeah, I forgot that Aaron Donald retired. So yeah, I'm just gonna say like Lions are winning. And I was thinking you're kind of stretching it with the double digit win. Then you said Aaron Donald retired. So yeah, I can see double digit
I
win.
I don't think it's just that. I think we're gonna be walking into energy that Ford Field has not seen week one probably
In
ever.
years.
So they're gonna be the whole place is gonna be juiced week one. It's Sunday night football. Return to Stafford again. Probably get an actual tribute to him this time. Um,
Hmm
I'm
but
kind of
still,
on the bandwagon of fuck that motherfucker. Don't play shit for him.
but yeah, the whole stadium I feel like is gonna be juiced, and I feel like the players are really gonna feed off of that. And they did definitely during the playoff game, but I think they want to set the tone early in the season, just like we did this past year in Kansas City.
Yep.
Then week 2, Tampa Bay coming back to Detroit. Our 2 playoff wins back to back in the same order, visiting Ford Field. Kind of weird, kind of coincidental there. It's fun. I
Yep.
don't I don't see any way the Bucks stack
So,
up against us. We got better. They did not.
so we were talking about double digit win for the Rams. I think this game's going to be a bloodbath. I think we are going to. I think this is dropping us. Will be us dropping the hammer and saying, "Yeah, this team's here to stay," and we're no joke. So I think we might get like a 10-point win week one against the Rams, but I think we blow out the Buccaneers. I just see us. I see our DBs coming out and having a stellar game versus Baker, our new rookies, really shining in this game.
I'm gonna make a very, very bold prediction that this is the game where everyone says, "How did we let the Lions draft Jamison Williams?" I think this is the game. I think he's gonna come out and he's gonna have probably a 3 touchdown game, almost to double digits in catches, and he's gonna have a monster. He's gonna Calvin Johnson game pretty much.
He's so due for a big game.
hmm Yeah, obviously. Got the Lions winning this one for me as well. Got the divisional rematch, so it's gonna be electric anyway.
It is.
Especially if we hand it to the Rams week one, we're gonna feed off that momentum and lay down the hammer on the Bucks.
Then week 3, first away game heading down to Phoenix to play the Cardinals. This is also a win.
Yeah.
This team is not good.
I could. Go ahead.
I don't know. They're not a great team. The defense is still pretty bad. And Marvin Harrison Jr., I raise you a Terrion Arnold.
See, I'm a little worried that if we do go out and blow off the doors off of the Rams, off the Bucks, that it could be a little bit more of a sleeper week. It's a very much a sleeper game because you got the two rematches, playoff rematches, and then right after Arizona, you have one of the teams that beat us last season. Actually, technically, the next two games are teams that beat us. So it's very much a sleeper game, but I think Agent Zero locks down MHJ, and we walk away with not a blowout win, but a comfortable win.
I wrote in my notes, Carolina 2, Electric Boogaloo, kinda like the Carolina game was last. Like, what we ended up taking, 6 touchdown shots?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
I
scored
see it being that.
42, so yeah, six touchdowns in that
I see
game.
that being that.
Week 4, the Seahawks return. I was listening to this game. We can't beat them. We can't beat them. This is my first loss of the. We can't beat them, especially in this early season slot. We always play them. We always play them at Ford Field. Can we beat them? No, we can never beat them. The Seahawks own us, and I don't know why.
I have us debuting the black jerseys on Monday Night Football against the Seahawks. I have us taking the dub, going into the bye week 4-0, undefeated, looking and feeling great about ourselves.
See, I didn't have many losses, so I had to throw something on there. So
I'm gonna
we can't beat these motherfuckers.
unfortunately, I'm gonna have to side with Colby on this one. Um, I feel like we're just gonna be tired after 3 straight
Poundings.
3 straight poundings. Um, I mean, I think we can, uh, make it a close game, maybe, like, field goal at the end kinda game. Um, but yeah, you also have to be realistic and, uh, throw in a win or a loss here and there. So giving this one to Seattle, unfortunately.
Moving
Week
on.
5 is the bye.
Boo.
Oh, shit
Terrible
spot.
terrible spot.
Week 6. Oh, I want them. Oh, I want them. I want them, and I want them bad. And I have us beating, maybe not the breaks off of them, but I have us beating the Dallas Cowboys week 6 in Jerry World.
I do as well.
Mhm.
I think it'd be another close. It's going to be another close affair. Um, we always seem to be playing someone else besides just the Cowboys whenever we're in Dallas. So, but I think we can pull it out this time. They're going to come out hair on fire, won this win, especially after a bye. There's no excuse that you don't come off of a bye and you can't get this win.
Well,
Yeah, like, we're
my
gonna
whole
be
thing here, every time we came off a loss, and you got a pissed off Dan Campbell led Lions team, they fucking They trounced every team after a loss, and I hope it happens here. So I'll take the Seahawks loss if I can get a Cowboys stomping, dude. Oh my god, give it to me, please, please.
I will say the Cowboys stomper would be nice, but, I mean, it kinda tend to lose a little bit of momentum, or hatred, I guess you could say, like, that fire in you after like, during a bye week.
I don't know. With this team coming immediately after the bye week, I
That
don't
is true,
know.
like, we will be rested,
If it's like the Titans, yeah, sure, but
yeah. I could
Cowboys, I don't know, man.
no. I think this might be the time we finally beat the Cowboys.
Moving on to
Moving on.
week 7. Detroit visiting Minnesota for the first divisional game of the year. Sam Darnold, JJ McCarthy, it don't matter. We're sweeping them.
Mhm.
We might not sweep the Vikings, but I have us taking a dub here.
You don't think we're gonna sweep the Vikings?
What
We
did he
might not.
say?
I said it, and that's because we might have the 1 seed locked up by the time we get to face the
Uh,
Vikings in week 18.
All right, all right,
Dan's
all
gonna
right.
keep him out there, and he's gonna flip.
Yeah.
Stop.
In my notes, I wrote, "Welcome JJ to the Black and Blue division." Uh, I'm just gonna let that speak for itself.
I hope
JJ,
he's starting, and I hope Hutch has to be forced to destroy that little pretty boy face.
they're both pretty boy faces though.
I like one more than the other.
All right, let's week 8. That's a quick, easy dub. Let's be real here. No one's worried about Tennessee here.
I wrote, they gonna be missing Derrick Henry real bad.
But week
Yeah.
9. Oh,
This
week
is
9.
I have a loss here. I have a splitting the
Yeah.
Packers.
I
Yep.
have a loss here as well. I had a starting 7-0, by the way. I just want to point that out. I have a starting 7-0. I do have us dropping here to the Packers for the first time in Lambeau, unfortunately.
It just
Like you said, Colby, I have a splitting with them as well. So, I'm always just if especially for divisional ones, I'm always gonna just if I do a split, it's gonna be the home team will always win.
So I got splitting just like you guys. I think we can squeak out that dub if we're able to like neutralize the home field advantage. But I don't think we really can.
I mean, like, yeah, okay. So last season, they got us, on Thanksgiving. We got them in primetime at Lambeau. There's so much hype around Jordan Love in this team, and I don't believe it. I don't
Yeah.
believe 1 year of Jordan Love. I am not. He's not Aaron Rodgers 2.0. He's not Brett Favre. No, dude. It's too soon. I don't believe in that team yet, especially youngest team. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't trust him, and I him too. So there's
Yeah.
your thing. Week 10, Houston, little Sunday night action. Houston coming off a bye week. I have this being our final loss.
So after starting 7-0, I have us dropping back-to-back games. I have us taking a loss to Houston. Uh, Me personally, I'm just gonna spoil a little bit what's going on here. So I have a splitting with Chicago, splitting with Green Bay. Um, Pick one of the Texas teams. We're either gonna lose to the Cowboys or to the Texans. We're not gonna lose to both. And those are 3 of our losses right there. I have one more. Uh, but that one's not really relevant right now. But yeah, we're gonna lose to one of the Texas teams. I would rather lose to the Texans instead of the Cowboys. So
I do
I have a
think the
loss here.
Texans are more likely because, again, the secondary is not proven, and CJ Stroud Dice's defense is better than Dak Prescott. I don't care what people say about Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is not elite. We're gonna have the same conversation that people had with Joe Flacco when he retired. Was Dak ever elite? No, Dak was never elite.
Samuel, what's your
Um,
prediction here against Houston?
Shit. I'm gonna have us taking this loss here. I in my notes I wrote no comments. It's a 50-50 chance that we win, but
I think
I could see us taking the loss here, and I won't be mad about it. It's one of those losses where I'm like, you know what, I'll take it.
yeah.
CJ Stroud, young guy. I think if Houston can carry on the momentum they had from last year and
See,
keep going.
we're saying that now, like, oh yeah, this would be an understandable loss. I wouldn't be that upset. We'd get to the night the games happens. If we walk away with a loss, I'll be so heartbroken still.
But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, this is the game I am most okay losing out of our whole schedule because obviously I don't want to lose to the divisionals or any of our playoff opponents or Dallas. But I mean, I like the Texans. I've always liked the Texans. Never had any hate towards them. Um,
Yeah,
You know,
I
unless
like them.
I like CJ Stroud. I like their team.
Yeah, I've liked them, and then they had the whole.
Well, that was
Well, they had their thing, but then now they seem to be on the up and up. I like D'Amico. He's very much Dan Campbell esque. So,
former
um,
player, motivator. Might
yeah.
know the X and O's a little bit better, but
Alright.
moving on to week 11, not Dallas, Jacksonville
Jags.
coming to Ford Field. You tell me 2 years ago or last year before the Jaguars collapsed that we had this game coming up, I would have been like, this is a primetime game and this is gonna be electric. However,
Ooh.
they fell off.
Yeah.
I think this is an easy one for us. I think ETN might cause some problems, but I don't believe in Trevor Lawrence up and through this point in his career.
If you're telling me that the not fully developed 2022 Detroit Lions could put up 40 points, 40-14 on Jacksonville, I'm gonna take the Lions so easily in this one.
Yeah.
I it's there's not much of a receiving core there for Trevor Lawrence. Um,
They
I know
just
Evan
lost Calvin
Ingram.
Ridley too.
Yeah, I know Evan Ingram's there, but I just don't see it all working out there for Jacksonville. So I'm gonna go Detroit pretty comfortably in this one.
Yeah. If this isn't Carolina 2, or if the Cards isn't Carolina 2, this is Carolina 2. Hell,
What
this
about
might be Carolina 3.
What about Tennessee? Yeah, I was about to say there's Tennessee still on the
Um,
schedule that we just brushed over
Just breezed
completely.
past.
yeah. Carolina 4.
Carolina 4.
Moving on to week 12, Lions take a short little trip on down to Indy. I do have them winning this game. However, this could be that sleeper game where the Lions get a little exposed, maybe. Just because it seems like every team gets kind of blown out by a team that they should not get blown out by a little later into the season. This could be it with Anthony Richardson. It's hard to tell with him, being sidelined for almost the whole entire season after a couple injuries early on.
I agree with you. I think it's a win, but there's something there um that could be exposed. Like I just feel like watching the Lions, I feel like we have never really handled a running quarterback very well. And that would be the first time and basically only time that we would experience a running quarterback.
Oh
Well,
yeah, I got Kyler
which
week 3, but
well, Kyler does we got the formula for Kyler already. So that doesn't
we
like
own him.
we do own
We
Kyler,
own 'em.
but um I mean, yeah, maybe Kyler, but like week 1 Stafford, he's pocket. Baker, he like
He
runs if
can move.
necessary. Gino can move if necessary. Dak can
Can
move.
move.
JJ, if it's JJ, he can
I
move.
think he's starting by that time, so
I do agree. Will Levis,
can
more of a
move
pocket.
ish.
Yeah.
Love
Love
can
can
move.
move.
Stroud can
Stroud
move.
can move. Trevor Lawrence
Lawrence,
can move.
yeah.
Anthony
Then
Richardson will move. Like he designed run plays for him specifically. So I think that's where we could
well,
create. There would be some pause for us, but other than
yeah.
that, I feel like we will get a win.
I could see the first half being a little rough on the defensive end,
Yeah.
but if we're able to lock down the run, and force them to throw it, we'll be sitting pretty.
Just tell Aaron Glenn to double tap R1 and we'll be good.
Set that contain every time. Moving on into week 13, the first
Thanksgiving.
matchup of the Caleb Williams v Detroit Lions. Welcome to the black and blue division era. I know historically we're pretty bad on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I think we beat the Bears. I don't
Yeah.
I just don't see a rookie quarterback beating the Lions unless they are resting their starters week 18. Cough cough, JJ McCarthy and the Vikings.
Yeah. And like Colby said, I know we have not won on Thanksgiving since I believe 2016, but I believe we walk away here with a dub.
Is it a waxing moon? Then that's guaranteed.
No, it's a waning gibbous. That's
Waning
that's
Gibbous, that's what
that's
it
the
is.
that's the moon phase we've lost every single game on.
Yeah, in my notes I wrote, "We gonna scare the shit out of Caleb Williams."
Unless the moon says otherwise.
Without any extraterrestrial, lunar powers, I think we're good.
And then moving on to week 14. So this is kind of where a lot of these bye weeks or mini buys kind of come into effect. If you're if
Oh,
you're
go
on the
ahead.
if you're on the playoff predictor, if you ever use playoff predictor, you can kind of see the coming off mini buys just from having like Thursday night games or Thursday day games in the terms of Thanksgiving. It helps with a little bit of rest with players. You got both Lions and Packers coming off of bye weeks there, and it is another prime time game for the boys in blue. I do have this
Yeah,
one winning because splits usually just go home and home.
yeah, we already did pretty much all allude to this one since we did say splitting with Green Bay. So yeah, I think this would be a nice. This would pretty much be a playoff clincher. Like by this game, I think
Would clinch
with
the
the win,
North.
I don't know if it would clinch the North because there'd still be 4 games left. It definitely clinch our spot into the postseason because right now for me, I have us at 11-2, so that'd be
I have
pretty
us at
comfortably clinched.
10-3.
Yeah, so I feel like we'd be clinched regardless. 11-2, 10-3. I feel like we are clinched by this point.
Yeah.
Then, like we said, with the Packers, just reiterating, I don't trust them. I really don't. I, I they can't have another Hall of Famer again. They can't. There's no way. There's actually no way they can have another
There's
Hall of Famer, right?
there's no statistical way, like
Like they can't keep getting away with this. They can't keep getting away with this. There's no
uh
way.
yeah, like I alluded to earlier, I got them with the split, so giving both teams a home field win.
Then moving on to week 15. Josh Allen and the boys, the depleted receiving boys, in Keon Coleman, come to Ford Field to play the Lions, America's game of the week at 4:25 p.m. We're coming off another mini bye again because we played Thursday. This is a dub.
So I had us taking an L on this game, but I more so was filling out the schedule, and I felt like we're gonna take probably one L at home this year, and based on the splits, so we're splitting at home or splitting Green Bay and Chicago, and one of the Texans teams. Spoiler alert: I only have us losing 4 games, so I had to choose a team. You could switch this with Seattle; I'd be perfectly fine. But yeah, I just had us taking an L for no real specific reason. More so, just I
Just
was
a good
more
feeling.
not necessarily a feeling. I was more so trying to aim to get my record right first, and then um fill out the games from there. So that's, I mean, Buffalo, Seattle. I feel like we're gonna take a home loss somewhere in the season.
Now going based off of your your logic, I have us losing to Seattle, so I gotta have us beating the Bills. Um, I feel like this is gonna be a closer game. I would say kind of similar scores to the Rams, like double digit, maybe one score, like something close, like keep you interested all the way through. That's my feeling. Um, I'm not the biggest follower of the Bills, except the fans.
They
They're
don't they
entertaining.
don't got much for receiving weapons. It's like Dalton Kincaid,
Yeah,
and then
and that's in Keon Coleman, but he has to
yeah,
pan out.
Yeah.
They got Khalil Shakir, which Bills fans are like, he's a wide receiver one. He's a wide receiver one. Look at the number he's put up as a wide receiver 4. You think I care? No. No, not really. Moving on to week 16. We visit Chicago for our last cold weather game until possibly the playoffs. Probably not with the record I have as having. Caleb Williams part 2. I think we sweep the Bears. So
Yep.
Like
I have the win
I,
here.
I just alluded to it. I think there's something about the Bears, and they tend to have our number no matter what. So I have us splitting the season with the Bears. Um, so yeah.
So I got in my notes. I just wrote nutsack. Don't know why we were playing putt party, so I was just like nutsack.
Nutsack.
Yeah, just nuts. I think we're gonna drop the nutsack on him. I think that's probably what I was alluding
Okay,
to.
that's probably what you were thinking.
Probably. But I see us. I see us beating like sweeping the Bears this season. Next season, with Caleb Williams kind of developing, getting his feet under him, I can see us splitting it. But that's next season. That's not to be worried about right now. I see us sweeping the Bears right now this season.
Moving on to week 17. Probably the most anticipated rematch of the year. Monday Night Football in Santa Clara, California. Back at Levi Stadium, the Lions go, and at this time they emerge victorious with a absolute vengeance.
Yep, I got us
I
getting the revenge.
How poetic would it be? I have us taking the win, but how poetic would it be if
This is for the one
we?
seed.
Well, yeah. This I don't. I don't know. This might not even be for the one seed. It might be the one seed game for us. Might be week 14 against Green Bay. In all honesty, it might be that game
Could be.
because the 49ers, they have if the Jets are who they if the media is hyping them up to be, that's gonna be a tough matchup for the Niners. They got the Rams twice, they got the Seahawks twice, they got the Chiefs, they got the Cowboys, they got the Bucks as well. They also have the Bills. So like they don't have it. They also play the Dolphins from the AFC. So like
That's a bit of a bloodbath right there.
they don't necessarily have it easy. I think week 14 is for the one seed, but I think it'd be very poetic if on we have a game winning drive, we're down by 2 or 1, we're marching down the field, we have to go for it on 4th down one time, and we do. But then we kick a game winning field goal. So then the argument still stands both ways. Oh, you should have kicked the field goal. Oh, about in regards to the NFC Championship game. Oh, you should have kicked the field goal, or oh, you should have. No, you should have gone for it on 4th down. The debate will never stop.
I kind of like that. I like that. Kind of hope
Adding to
that
both
happens.
sides, fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um. Yeah, I got us winning this revenge game, but it's also one of those games I wouldn't be exactly mad about losing. Like, I'd be like, oh well.
Mm,
I mean, I would be upset about it. Like,
I would be
obviously,
pissed. I would be
I would be,
furious.
I would
I
be
would be,
furious.
I would be pissed.
Especially if it's
But
another fucking tipped off the dome brain. Now you fucking 70-yard. I will lose my mind.
yeah, I would
Like,
be pissed at the
he's
time.
not
But
gonna
also,
even be there. He ain't
this
gonna even be there.
this is one of those games. I'm like, you know what? I'll give it the pass. I'll give it the pass.
I will not get this to pass. I need this. I need it.
Yeah, I'm one with Colby. That's not getting the pass for me. There is probably 2 games I will comfortably say, like, I'm fine losing those games, and that's Houston and Indianapolis. Those are probably the 2 only games. Any other games will probably have me like a little not happy.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I won't be happy at the time. But like now that I'm sitting here, like sober mind, chilling, not filled with rage and emotion, this would be one I'm kind of I'll give the pass to. Give it a pass to the loss, but I fully expect us to win this one. We
Uh,
are capable of doing it, so I fully expect it.
And week 18 to end the season, the Vikings come to Ford Field. If we have everything locked up, Vikings probably do win this. But knowing Dan, he ain't resting them starters.
uh,
We are
Big
keeping
League
it
Dan.
rolling.
yeah, I was gonna say we basically were locked in our spot last season, and we still played the starters. Week 18 against the Vikings. Um, I don't know. I feel like it might be a little bit different this year. I d- we might lose just because starters, like Colby said, but I would not be surprised with how people like to shit on the NFC for not being as mm, glamorous as the AFC, but it's going to be a bloodbath all the way. I would not be surprised if 12-5 is enough to get the 1 seed this year in the NFC. So, but I do have us taking the win, finishing the year 13-4.
I have us finishing at 14-3.
I'm sliding in with Colby. I think 14-3,
I'm
and I
pretty
just looked
sure
at.
you agreed on
Wait,
every single game with me.
yeah, you know more than I do. Um, but I'm just looking at the Vikings schedule right now, and I was like, maybe if they come in with like some momentum,
No, their schedule is
but yeah,
ridiculous.
no, it's absolutely off. Like they play just like the 3 games before us. They play the Bears, which would be interesting.
Well,
The
they
Seahawks, and then the Packers, and then
and
us.
you jump back to week 14. Oh, so a week before the Bears, they host Kirk Cousins.
Oh yeah, so it's
So
gonna. They have a weird little 4 weeks ahead of us.
yeah, I went ahead. I did a little bit of predicting for just the whole division. I had us at 13-4, the Pack at 12-5, Bears 8-9, and Vikings at 5-12. I'm not going to break down game specifics on who each of them beat, but that's my early prediction for the division.
I do think that's the order we finish in for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Bears and Vikings are pretty locked in. I'd hate to say it, but I could see a world where the Packers take the division over us, but I feel like 3 and 4 are pretty locked in on with those teams. The Vikings will definitely be dead last in the division. Bears will certainly be in third. Yeah.
I
Oh,
could see. I think that last game against the Vikings is going to depend on if we lock it up, like lock up the first seed going into the playoffs. Um, I think it's going to depend on who our opponent is in the first round. Um, like if it's like a team like, oh, we kind of want to carry our momentum into this game, ride the hype. I think we'll start our starters so that just to keep them fresh and warm, going into that game. But if it's like, oh, we kind of like if we lock up first, we got the bye. I think we just might sit our starters.
Well, so that's what I was looking. I kind of want us to say just the NFC, the teams that we think are going to make the playoffs. Um, so the 4 division winners and the 3 wild card teams, because it's pretty tough. With
so I guess let's go division winners first, just because that's pretty
right,
easy. I
so
think
we
we
all
all have an
had the
idea.
Lion. We all had the Lions, so that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
um,
and then probably the
NFC.
Niners.
I have. Let me hold on. Let me. What game am I missing? Oh, that one. I have the Rams barely eking out. They're both 11-6. On my prediction.
All
Holy
right.
shit, this is an old ass. Um, I'll take the Niners.
You'll take the Niners, he says.
NFC East. I, mm, eh, it's a toss up between the Cowgirls and the Cry Eagles.
I have the Cowboys winning the division by one game.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. It's gonna be close down to the end.
Which would be the
Mhm.
first time since like the mid 2000s that divisions had repeat champions, which is crazy to think.
The recent history of the NFC East is wild.
I got it. I don't know the Eagles' schedule at all. Um, so I'm just gonna take the Cowgirls on
Ooh.
a technicality.
It's kind of a rough in the middle, easy at the start and easy at the end. They got the Packers, the Falcons, the Saints, the Bucks, the Browns, the Giants, the Bengals, the Jags, the Cowboys, the Commanders, the Rams, the Ravens, the Panthers, the Steelers, the Commanders, and then they end off with 2 home games. That's some bullshit. Dallas and New York.
I'll take Dallas on that one. I'll take Dallas on that.
Yeah, I think I would lean Dallas.
It is the safer bet.
Now, the NFC South.
This one is
Eee.
the NFC South is tricky. It's super tricky.
Because the Bucks and the Falcons are definitely the 2 front runners. I could see a world where the Saints win it.
Yeah, so
What about the
I
Panthers, bro?
the Panthers are gonna be just as bad. They're gonna be just
They
as
did not
bad.
get that much better.
No.
And they just
Yeah,
traded away Brian Burns to the goddamn Giants.
yeah. I have the. It's a close race on mine. I have the Bucks and Saints both going 9-8, and the Falcons winning the division at 10-7.
I think I would lean the Falcons as well to win the division, just because Kirk Chains,
And yeah,
Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and their defense is probably not the best in that division, but it's solid.
yeah. It's gonna be a close race too, because I have. Yeah, it's a close race all the way down, even to the last wild card spot.
Uh,
Also, I it updated. The 49ers actually were my division winner in the NFC West, just to clarify. I know there's a little bit of confusion there, but I got it figured out now. Don't you worry.
I'm gonna defer to the NFC South. I just don't know enough about them personally. I'll take the L. Like I'll
Oh,
defer that one.
it's a whole lot of mediocrity right now.
Yeah.
That's
Like I
pretty
know
much what
that,
it
but like I
is.
don't know the names. I guess you could say. Like I know the bigger names, but
Right.
I don't know like the kind of minutia. That makes sense.
Yep. But then my 3 wild card teams are Packers, Eagles, Rams, Seahawks, Bucks, Saints just looking outside. Seahawks by a game, Bucks, Saints by 2 games, Bears by 3 if you want to go one more deep. Um but yeah, my 7 seed with my way too early prediction is 11-6. So I think it's going to be a tight race all the way down to the end.
I'm just trying to finish up some of these other schedules. But I do think Eagles, one of the NFC South teams, whether it be the Falcons or Bucks, whoever doesn't win the division, and probably the Rams being. Oh wait, shit, hold on. No, fuck.
I'm going off the cuff.
Pack, Rams, Eagles. That's my 3 wild cards.
So as of now, our playoffs are the exact same.
It's
It's hard, but
those are the teams really. I mean,
it's hard to see anyone else sneaking in there. But Sam, give us your 3.
I'm gonna be a little bit different.
Ooh,
Pack,
ooh,
Bucks, Rams.
ooh, ooh. No Eagles.
No.
They're not gonna like that. But
Mhm. I'll eat my words. I'll fully eat that meal.
yeah, I don't. It's kind of hard. Like I
Yeah.
feel like we have a pretty solid 7 playoff teams already. We might get like Sam saying the Bucks over Eagles. we might get a situation like that happening. But I feel like we're pretty solid on who's gonna make the playoffs on the NFC side. It's more so where they will
Yeah.
kind of line themselves up in the bracket, and who they'll end up playing. Which is funny the way I have my season playing out. The two divisional opponents would play each other. The Cowboys Eagles would play each other first round, and so would the 49ers Rams. So, but yeah. Anything else you gentlemen would like to add?
Not really. Just I do think this team can go 17-0.
Yeah.
Everybody place your bets, place your life savings on Lions over 16.5 wins.
Well, the actual over under is like 10.5, which is wild. I would be if
It's
I were
10 and
you,
a
I
half.
would. Yes, it's 10.5. I would go hit that over as fast as you can.
All right. Oh, hold on. Let me just open up FanDuel real quick.
But yeah, that should do it for us here at Mittcast.
Ear.